If you're waking up every day and saying, I'm fine, but deep down inside, you know something has got to change, then this episode is for you. Because fine is the mask that we wear when we're overwhelmed or stuck or maybe scared to fail or afraid to take the next step. In today's episode, I'm diving into the book, Stop Saying You're Fine by Mel Robbins. And I'll be blending in a little bit of what I've learned along my own journey and the power of shifting my mindset and my routine that got me unstuck and back into alignment. If you're a woman in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, like myself, and you realize, like I did, that it is time for a shift, then this conversation is really going to hit home. So today's episode, I'm going to dig into some really popular questions that I get as a mindset and routine expert that I felt really hit home with Mel's book, Stop Saying You're Fine. Why do so many women say, I'm fine, when clearly we're not? Well, Mel talks about in her book that we women say that as a way to protect ourselves and not want to really shift out of that discomfort zone. I even find that I have used I'm fine because it's a default that says, I'm afraid to fail, so I'm just gonna act like everything's okay. Or maybe I don't even know what I want. So the very first way that you can get after this challenge of saying I'm fine, and lying maybe even to yourself is to start by shifting your mindset and telling yourself the truth, but with compassion. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to not know exactly what path you're meant to take. It's okay to have these big, huge dreams and goals and feel like you don't even know where to start, or maybe feel like you're not even truly supported, or you know who to go to for help. That is why the power of your mindset and what you tell yourself is so potent. We build up these stories in our head. We build up these subconscious untruths that we create into truths by saying, I need to wait until I've experienced this, or I need to wait until I'm this age, or I need to wait until I've accomplished this in my career or my business. In truth, the biggest mistake that we make is not just starting, taking one little step forward towards our dreams and our goals, and also in what we tell ourselves. We are capable. We are resilient. We are able to learn new things. It doesn't matter our age. And that's one of the reasons I wrote my own book, Success by Intention, is to take you through that journey of stop pretending that everything's okay, reflect on how you really feel, but then get after what you need to learn and evolve in yourself to help you get better. Great question. Really love this one in a dialogue I was having with a friend. What does Mel Robbins mean when she says we're waiting for permission to change? What does she mean by that? Mel says that most people are going to wait for a crisis or some outside source to allow them to finally change. We women are especially guilty of this. We wait for what we think is the perfect job to open up, or we wait for our kids to graduate and get older, or we wait for enough money to be in savings or in the bank. But change will never, ever come with a permission slip. Change comes when you get intentional with your routines and the routines that protect your mindset and focus. This is really where I start. If I go in to support a business or an individual who might be struggling in their business, the first thing I like to dig into with them is their mindset. What are they struggling with and how do they view those struggles? Because if we don't look at challenges and hurdles as a way to make us stronger, if we look at them as we are the victim or this is holding me back, then we're never going to take the risks that we need to propel ourselves forward. We can't wait for permission. You may want to make sure your partner understands what you want to do and kind of gives you the you can do it. but not all of us have a partner that will cheerlead us along our path. So I want to encourage you, start first with where your mindset is, and are you willing to have struggles in what is perceived as failures that can really move you in the direction of your dreams. So how do we break the autopilot of patterns in our routines? Well, routines are a safe place for us. And Mel even talks about the fact that we need to almost trick our brain out of a default mood. We slip into certain routines because we feel comfortable with them. We do things daily that we often are good at because it gives us that little boost of, yay, look at me, I did the laundry today. Maybe you do busy work at work instead of pushing yourself to tackle a new challenge or have a difficult conversation. And this is exactly the rut I was in. I was so busy all of the time, and I was doing things that I was comfortable doing. And a lot of those earned me a great job, pat on the back, or, hey, could you train somebody else how to do this? So that made me feel superficially successful. But in the end, I just knew there was something more. I wanted something more. I wanted to feel and be something more. So I needed to start with how I changed my routine. And it started from the moment I woke up. Everything I needed to do needed to be intentional and not just part of a mindless routine. How many of you are guilty of picking up your phone and just doom scrolling for about 10-15 minutes when you first wake up? This is a hard habit to break. You need to start with protecting you and your mindset with your routine first thing in the morning. What are you telling yourself? What are you doing to honor your body, your health? Are you moving in the morning? Are you taking time to just quiet your brain and think about the direction that you're heading, how you want your life to pan out? After you do that, then you step into your work tasks and your other personal life tasks. It's something that I walk you through in my book, Success by Intention. It's in my journals. I want you to understand the power of unlocking. You don't just need to build habits. You need to build a new sacred ritual that honors you first and builds up your mindset. Why do we resist the very changes that we say we want? I love this one, and this is a conversation that comes up almost every time. Somebody says they want something, but they're not doing anything that will move the trajectory towards what they say they want. Why? Mel's telling us in her book, and I agree with this, that our brain prefers predictability. We like what we know, what we're comfortable with. And Mel even says, we're going to do this even if we're miserable. I mean, how many of you know it's time to shift something in your life? You're unhappy, you're frustrated, discouraged. You may even wonder if you're depressed, but you're still doing the same thing every single day. It's because resistance to that change is actually fear. Wanting to stay busy with your routine and what you know, even if you're unhappy in it, is far more comfortable than trying something new and it not working out the first few times, because you've got to learn it and pivot and build confidence in yourself and not worry what others are going to say or think. It's one of the most important things that when I connect with a business leader or business owner is, how are you going to support yourself? Build up your own confidence. Motivation is not something that should come from anyone else. It has to come from deep within you. If you set up routines that allow you to focus on building a mindset that comes from confidence from within versus looking to others, it will help you begin that shift. But you also have to realize if you're stuck reflecting on how it's been, you're keeping yourself stuck in the past, and you will never be able to move towards the future that you want if you're continually living in a pattern that is what you're trying to get out of. Next question. So how does Mel Robbins' concept of the do something rule connect to real routine changes? So Mel, I have to say this directly to you. This do something rule is gold. When you say you're feeling stuck and you need to make a decision, Mel challenges us to make a decision that moves us in the direction of our goals within 5 seconds. Don't overthink it. Don't try to say, okay, if I do this, then this might happen. If this happens, this person's going to say this about me. And then I know it's, and we tell ourselves these stories and we take ourselves to a place that very likely will not even ever happen. This is how you begin to build momentum. Faced with a decision when you sit down to eat, do I order a salad or do I order something fried? And we say we want to get after eating healthier. You have the choice of ordering water or ordering a soda. You have a choice of sitting and watching TV. You have a choice of going out and taking a short walk. You have a choice of picking up your phone when you first wake up and doom scrolling, or taking time to breathe deep, meditate, listen to your heart and your dreams, and then practice a little bit of physical honor by moving your body in ways that encourage you to stretch and build strength. All of these things are examples that I put into place with the do something rule. You have the option to take 2 different roads. Choose the one that is going to move you towards the direction that you want. 3 years ago, I realized I needed a shift in my life. I did not love how I felt physically or how I looked. I did not love where I was at in my career. We were stagnant in business concept growth, my husband and I, and it was just time to shift and time to change. And I realized I needed to do things with intention. And I created a very short but manageable routine for my morning ritual. I told myself that I was going to do at least what I called the 30, 60, 90 workout plan, where that I was going to do 6 different stretch movements for 30 seconds each for first 60 days, and then I was going to push myself to do it another 90 days. I don't know. I think I overcomplicated that in the big picture. But the point was that I was going to get up and do something small every morning. Sometimes I had to be to work or at a client's by like 7 or 8 a.m., which meant I had to leave my house by 5:30 or 6. I'm not really a morning person. My husband would always be up late. I'd want to be up late with him. But it was small little decisions. I woke up. I didn't look at social media. I didn't look at emails. I left my phone down and I went straight to a quiet room in my house and I did those 6 stretch movements for 30 seconds each. If I had more energy and more drive, I kept going. If I didn't feel like doing it at all, I said, you know what? This is going to take me less than 3 minutes. I'm going to do it. And that began a phenomenal shift in how I felt about my body, the stamina that I had for projects that I might do that required me to be more physical. It's incredible what little tiny shifts can do. You make a decision that moves you towards what you want to do. That's where the real shift begins. Mel says that confidence is a skill, not a feeling. So how does that tie into daily habits? Mel, you are right. We think we feel confident, but many times we have those little voices in the back of our head that are just wearing us down to ourselves. We're our own worst enemy. So you need to build skills that build that confidence. Slowly, you begin to do little things that move you towards your goal, and that will build your confidence. And do them silently at first. You don't need to advertise that you're changing what you choose to eat regularly. Just do it. Do it for you and do it silently. You don't need to broadcast that you've started working out. You don't need to put everything on social media. If you want to, because it feels really good and you love the hearts and the likes that you get just for getting on your awesome workout outfit and getting up early and doing it, if that helps build your confidence, okay. But you don't have to broadcast everything if you're feeling intimidated or unsure about yourself. Your routine is a promise to yourself. It helps you build trust in yourself. That's why I focus so much on mindset and routine when I'm helping women improve their business, improve their career trajectory. This is truly where trust is born. When you can make a decision that aligns with the direction you want to go and follow through with it. Next question. What is one practical mindset shift that I can do to make this week count and start seeing change? Reading the book, Stop Saying You're Fine, Mel talks about how your feelings will rarely align with your future self until you begin to act in that direction. You're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel confident to make those changes. They are going to feel very foreign. They're going to feel maybe scary. They're going to feel awkward. When I started journaling at first, I felt so stupid writing things like writing positive affirmations about myself, because why would I want to brag about myself when I don't feel good about myself? It was very hard. I also was getting frustrated with the redundancy of gratitude and finding things that I was grateful for every single day. But if we wait until we think we feel ready, we will continue to keep our mindset and our routine in our past self, which means we will not ever shift. And that's where that anxious feeling bubbling up inside of you that you were meant for more, you can do more, you want more, it's building inside of you because your heart wants something more, but your mind is blocking you from changing things that your body needs to do to move closer to what your heart wants. Don't worry about your mood and your feelings aligning with what your heart wants. You just have to teach your body to go in that direction and your mind will follow along. So what do? This week, set one intention, one new action that you will do and stick to it. So pick one thing that you can commit to doing that won't take up a lot of your time, and it may not even take up a lot of mental or physical activity. It is just a small physical action that you will do that aligns with what your heart wants for your future self, and stick to it. I love this. My friend asked me this. What is one truth that I want women who are listening, you, to walk away with today? If I want you to hear one thing, I want you to hear that you are not stuck. This is not it. You are not late. You are not behind in your journey. You are just unpracticed at putting yourself and what your heart wants first. We women are so guilty of this. We look at ourselves as the caretaker of our partners and our children and our friends and our businesses, and too often we put all of that first. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have those dreams and those goals and those visions that come from your heart for a reason. And that one reason is that you are meant and designed and wired to achieve them. You just need to upgrade yourself, if you will. You need to rework the wiring in your brain and the motions that your body goes through in muscle memory. And this will not happen by default. You can want it as much as you want it, and it will never manifest in your life until you begin those small, steady actions and careful editing of what you tell your mind and what you allow your mind to absorb. And that's the shift. That's how you shift. And I want to help you along that journey. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this episode today. If this episode sparked something in you, I want you to take that one small initial step towards the dreams and the life that you know you're meant to have. I would love for you to listen to any recording episode. Mel Robbins has a podcast. She has several books. This was a great one to truly begin the power of a mindset shift. But I also would really love for you to grab Success by Intention. I wrote this for you specifically when you are ready to just burst out of the cage that you feel that you're in. It's going to take small, intentional mindset shifts and routine shifts to get you in the direction that you need. I'm so glad that you stayed through to listen to this. If you know somebody who's going through a similar struggle, please share some love and forward it on to a friend. Watch for next month. I'll be going over a book a month and digging deep into it and sharing my journey with you. Thank you so much. Good luck on the first day of your shift.